Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, or this evening, and I'm coming to you today with my daily theology lesson. It's my daily meditation that I do for myself. I record it and I release it because maybe somebody else can get something out of it. I'm running a little late tonight because I wasn't feeling good all day, but I decided to go ahead and just record something, so I could, stay on schedule. But anyway, so I'm not my regular self, but I'm praying and I'm better, so I'm going to put something out there. Anyway, for those of you who are just tuning in, I focus out of three major religious texts: the Bible, the Quran, and I'm in an introductory Buddhist paperback called The Shape of Suffering today. I rotate the text at least twice a week. With the Buddhist text, I only read a little bit of it, so I'm just going to read a little bit of it for tonight since I'm not up to par. And it deals with dependent co-arising. With this particular text deals with dependent co-arising. Without no this, there's no that. And everything we say and do has an effect on our senses. If a monk teaches the Dhamma for the sake of disenchantment, dispassion, and cessation with regard to birth, he deserves to be called a monk who is a speaker of Dhamma. If he practices for the sake of disenchantment, dispassion, and cessation with regard to birth, he deserves to be called a monk who practices the Dhamma in accordance with the Dhamma. If through disenchantment, If through disenchantment, dispassion, cessation, and lack of clinging, sustenance with regard to birth, he is released, then he deserves to be called a monk who has attained unbinding in the here and now. Similarly, with becoming, clinging, sustenance, craving, feeling, contact, the six sense media, name and form and consciousness. If a monk teaches the Dhamma for the sake of disenchantment, dispassion, and cessation with regard to fabrication, he deserves to be called a monk who is a speaker of Dhamma. If he practices for the sake of disenchantment, dispassion, and cessation with regard to fabrication, he deserves to be called a monk who practices the Dhamma in accordance with the Dhamma. If through disenchantment, dispassion, cessation, and lack of clinging sustenance with regard to fabrication, he is released, then he deserves to be called a monk who has attained unbinding in the here and now. Have a good day.